Hey guys, this is Stadi and welcome back to Comic Space, and today we have quite an exciting update. I'm not really shouting out, like today we have a major update and something that we need to talk about and break it down, because obviously we have a lot of things to talk about. The Thunderbolts trailer, Agatha all along, there's a lot of stuff on that front let alone, but today's update more like a discussion as we have a major update. I gotta had to say it. A major update about Tom Holland Spider-Man landing a deal with a new formed deal between Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures, which wasn't there until now, and how Marvel Studios is actually going to utilize Spider-Man moving forward and making him one of the core Avengers member moving forward, as well as obviously the upcoming Spider-Man 4 film, which is going to be right around the corner of Doomsday. And a major thing that next year we are obviously going to get a tons of major Marvel projects with Fantastic Four, The First Steps, with Thunderbolts, with Captain America New Brave World, with Daredevil Born Again, IRONHEART, and there's going to be a lot of it. But another thing to talk about here is that a lot of those major projects are also gonna head into production, such that Spider-Man 4, such that both of the Avengers film and INVISION Quest series that we keep talking about on the channel. There's a lot of things, and moving forward we are going to get a lot more info about all of these major projects and what exactly going on. But with today's update coming from Daniel RPK, and again, if you have been following our channel or have been part of the rumor mill, you know that we like to give Daniel RPK a lot more reverence than any other source, as he have been quite an impeccable track record as well. As he have went on to state, with Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures have landed a deal with Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man 4 going both in the production next year, with Tom Holland is gonna have to juggle between Spider-Man 4 and Avengers Doomsday. So here's the thing. From right now, I think you probably even have saw that Tom Holland had a meeting, and they obviously have to start working on a deal before they obviously head into the production of those films. But it has been a while since Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and the time that Spider-Man 4 comes out, it will be a lot of time. It will be like in half a decade between No Way Home and Spider-Man 4. But anyhow, that also means that Marvel Studios did not have any solid plans, anyhow, not on the contract or not on the pages, with Spider-Man 4 and how they were gonna move forward. And again, with No Way Home and until now, there have been a lot of things that have happened with Marvel Studios reinfrastructuring, with Bob Iger coming back, with cutting down the outputs. And again, Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be coming after Avengers Doomsday. Peter is supposed to be part of Avengers Doomsday, so I don't know how that story is going to work. And Spider-Man 4 is gonna end up being in prequel to whatever happens with Avengers Doomsday. But again, it just kind of messes up with the continuity that they're setting up, and with obviously the conclusion like Secret Wars that they're gonna head into. I don't know how they're going to handle that. And another thing, it can be a multiverse story, so you got your way out of it. So obviously Avengers Doomsday is going to come out, followed by Spider-Man 4, and leading up to Avengers Secret Wars. Again, we know anyhow Avengers Doomsday is gonna end on a cliffhanger, and probably Doctor Doom winning it, because for obvious reason, he's obviously gonna win it in Avengers Doomsday, and obviously gonna lead into building his own battle world, leading into Secret Wars. And Spider-Man 4 is just going to be in between those projects and those events. And again, I think, like I said, it is going to be hard to make it out sense out of that. I think the thing with Spider-Man and Marvel and Sony specifically, not really about Spider-Man, but Marvel and Sony, and again we have talked this about on the channel as well, as Sony is using all of the anti-heroes and the rogue gallery of Spider-Man. They are also restricting Marvel Studios from using those characters. Nonetheless, that Spider-Man have quite a major rogue gallery and a lot of villains that Marvel Studios can utilize. But anyhow, the corners are cutting short, and with, again, I think when it comes to Spider-Man, it is a lot more fun to talk about what actually goes behind the scenes with Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures, and how they try to come up on a middle ground, because again, both of the studios does have a different perspective. And another major thing to talk about out of the update is that Kevin Feige is going to overlook all of the solo films, and Marvel Studios is also deciding to extend the role of Spider-Man more than he had in Infinity War and Endgame. And again, in Infinity War, he still had quite a bit of a role, and obviously had a major role with fighting off Thanos. But again, in Avengers Endgame, it was much like a cameo of what we got with Tobey and Andrew, which was again much less than that. But obviously Marvel Studios making steps, and also making Spider-Man one of their core Avengers moving forward, because again, I think that's all of the heroes that we have. We have a bunch of heroes, all of them are scattered, and obviously we now have different branches of Marvel Studios with Marvel Television, Spotlight, Animation, and a lot of adjacent storylines that moves forward with the multiverse saga, setting up the Midnight Suns project, setting up the street level side, setting up the supernatural side of the Marvel Studios with the projects such as Agatha all along. So again, when you have a lot of these things going on, you obviously want to pick out your one of the major characters and make a sense out of it, because anyhow, even right now, and again with Avengers Doomsday is gonna head into production by next year, we still don't have a clear idea of what that Avengers lineup of our main 616 continuity is going to look like. We're obviously gonna get some answers in New Brave World, which again, it is probably gonna end up sending Sam on the quest of assembling the Avengers, but we are not actually going to see the team, and it's gonna head straight into Avengers Doomsday. Thunderbolts, that's a different thing. Fantastic Four, that's a completely different universe thing. So with Spider-Man 4 coming up and with Avengers Doomsday getting into the production, like I said, from next year we're going to get a lot more updates and a lot more clearer picture of what all of these things are actually going to look like, what the Avengers team is going to look like, our main 616 team, because in Secret Wars we are just gonna go nuts with all of those characters. So again, I think this is just an exciting and a major update. Again, let me know your thoughts about it, what you think, and how Marvel Studios is going to move forward with Spider-Man 4, considering the fact that it is actually supposed to be coming after Avengers Doomsday. Is it actually going to be a multiverse story, and in grounded street level story, or in something middle in between that Marvel and Sony have figured it out? So again, I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one, but I will be back with a lot more things, and we have a lot of things to talk about Scarlet Witch as well, with that we just did in a recent video, but I'm looking forward to making another one and talking about how she's actually going to return. It's going to be fun. So again, I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.